How's it going, guys? Welcome to the channel where I'll give you all the hints and tricks you need to improve your game at FIFA Pro Clubs. In today's video, I'll be going through the Regista role, which is a CDM role in a 3-5-2. Now, before I get into the build, I'm going to give a quick overview of exactly what a Regista is. Now, generally, when we think of CDMs in a 3-5-2 or a 4-1-2-1-2, most teams will ask this guy to sit in front of the back three, sit in front of the back four, and don't move. Just stay there, protect the back line, fill in the gaps, jump into the flanks if need be. However, in a 3-5-2, when you need two CDMs, if both of them are sitting back and holding position, you're going to struggle to hold possession in the final third. Because when your cam gets the ball, he's looking for a pass. The only passes he has is the killer ball. He can only go for a striker with a through ball. He can only go out wide, possibly. But if there's nothing on, he needs someone behind him to kind of go, all right, let's play it back to you and let's go again from a different angle. This role is very important in terms of playmaking. So you need to be receiving the ball, turning, passing off, making a 5-yard sprint to get the ball again, quick turn, pass it off to the other side, give and go, give and go, give and go. That's your main job, to receive the ball under pressure and pass it off. As well as that, you need to be close enough to your cam. So you can't sit in front of your back or your back four. You got to get up to maybe 15-20 yards behind your cam, 15-20 yards behind your wide midfielders to give them the recycle option. To give an idea, in real life football of who played the Regista role, probably the most iconic would have been Andrea Pirlo or Xabi Alonso. In modern day football, Alcantara of Bayern Munich, Verratti for Paris Saint-Germain, De Jong for Barcelona. There's lots of examples. And when you think of them, they're not N'Golo Kante. They're not going to be making smashing tackles and breaking up play non-stop, but they do a little bit of it. As well as that, they're not going to be getting into the box. They're not Bruno Fernandes. They're not David Silva. They're not so much attacking. They're just there playing those 5-10 yard passes all day long, keeping the ball moving, keeping possession, recycling possession. In terms of stats for this build, you want a lot of interceptions. You need a lot of stamina to get up and down. Now, you're not box to box. You're not charging forward past the cam, but you are getting up close to him and then dropping back when you lose possession and pushing up again and shuffling left and right, supporting both flanks. So you need a bit of stamina. Ball control, balance, you need a bit of agility, a bit of dribbling, because you're going to be turning in tight spaces. You're going to be pressed really tight because that's where you're receiving the ball. You're expected to receive the ball under pressure. That's the main part of your job. You won't need any shooting in this build. You should not be shooting. As well as that, in competitive pro clubs, you shouldn't be playing 50-60 yard long balls. It's all 10 yard, 15 yard passes, quick sprint away from your marker, get the ball, turn, pass it off again, all 2-touch, 3-touch. 1 touch if you can. So now we'll have a look at the build. I'll show you the skill points, the height, the weight. So guys, for the Regista role, we go with a left wing back. This is to complement your defensive duties as well as giving you that extra speed and agility. We go for 5'8", a little bit smaller than your typical midfielder. Again, give you extra speed and agility. And then for the weight, we go at 149. Now you can go a little bit lighter. However, I find 149 is best suited, just to give you a strength to hold off opposition defenders when you're receiving the ball in tight situations. As well as that, when you win for the tackle, to give yourself an extra bit of strength. For the physical traits, you have a bit of a choice here. You can go for strength or you can go for more mobility. For me, I go for more mobility, so I have the second wind in there and also all the stamina stats. But you can just as easily take away the second wind and give yourself an extra bit of strength. It's personal choice, but for me, mobility is key. In the Regista role, your main duty defensively will be to cut out passing lanes. Therefore, interceptions is the most important stat, so we max that out with as many skill points as possible. You don't necessarily need the extra standing tackle and the extra sliding tackle. The dribbling section is possibly the most important section. You want to get as much agility, balance, ball control. All these things will help you in tight situations where you'll be receiving the ball under pressure. We don't go for any skill moves here because in a CDM position, you shouldn't be doing any skill moves. Simply get the ball, pass it off. The passing stats are pretty self-explanatory. You want as much short passing as possible, as well as the passing speciality. You won't be making many crosses, so I wouldn't waste points on that. For the shooting section, you're obviously not going to be taking many shots. However, having a 4-star weak foot is very important for any midfield role. And finally, for the pace section, we do spend a couple of skill points here just to give you that extra bit of acceleration and sprint speed to get away from your marker to receive those 5-10 yard passes off your defenders or off your wide midfielders. And of course, we don't put any stats into goalkeeping. That's it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did find it useful or helpful, please leave a like or a comment. Thank you so much. Have a good one.